Welcome, and OJ is dead. Welcome to Outstanding Individuals. This is Kellen. With me is Cody.
Hi.
OJ Simpson's dead. You were saying he's innocent? That's what you were saying?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if it can be celebrated.
That he's dead? I'm not celebrating.
I just feel like we came in awfully cheerful for someone's death.
No.
But do people believe he's innocent? No, right?
I don't think he killed the person. Was he there, and did he orchestrate it? Yes.
Do you know my aunt? Shout out aunt. She
slept with OJ.
Yeah. Not the aunt that made out with my cousin, but a different aunt. She was the bailiff during the case.
No way.
Yeah, and there was like
a woman bailiff. I'm kidding.
He's on the. Never mind. There was like big giant black guys in shows.
Yeah.
And because they can't film in the courtroom, so they would have the sketches.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's still the case, but they would draw her, and they called her the Baywatch bailiff.
What?
'Cause she's like a pretty blonde girl.
That's your aunt?
Yeah.
Wow. What does a bailiff do?
They're just like security for the court, right? What is the actual definition of a bailiff?
We're looking
looking.
Did you ever see the bailiff on Judge Judy? There was a big black guy who was a bailiff on Judge Judy, and then one time, one of the defendants, one of the people on the show, was like, he was like saying something to the bailiff. He's like, "Look at that! The bailiff looks angry," or something. He's like, "He's probably not happy in his marriage." And then everyone laughed. And like a year ago, that bailiff killed his wife.
Oh my God.
So he was right. You never seen that clip?
No, that's
Look
hilarious.
it up. Judge Judy, bailiff kills his wife. There's a funny clip about it.
Also, is Judge Judy real?
No. So I think what happens with Judge Judy is, first of all, good trivia question. Who's the highest paid judge in the world? Judge Judy.
Say it with us.
Say it with us. 3, 2, 1.
Judge Judy.
What happens with Judge Judy is I think both parties like sign away their rights, and they go, whatever Judge Judy says, we will agree upon. It's like someone who oversees a dispute, but no, she is not binding. She doesn't like enforce law.
But there are actual problems.
I think problems are solved there. Yes, both parties though have to say whatever Judge Judy says, we agree with. It's not like a regular judge where like you go to, and you might be like, no, I disagree with this judge, and they're like, well, that doesn't matter. This is the judge. Because
did you ever see two comics like Adam Hamada and Ryan O'Toole, two guys we know? They were on like Jerry Springer's court case, and that was like clearly fake.
Yes.
I didn't know if Judge Judy was like, I guess.
We were gonna, because we know a guy who produced the Jerry Springer show, and I was trying to get on, and I was gonna say either Cody sues me or I sue Cody. Let's just say we were going to try to get on, and I was going to sue Cody for making me question my sexuality. I thought that would have been a good episode.
That's hilarious. Is that who was it? Who I think?
Yes.
No name.
No name.
King No Name. That's hilarious. We could make our own court case.
I want to try to get on one of these celeb judge shows, and we can do that.
That's funny.
That would be really funny. I think we could do it. They probably need psychos like us.
Right. Would anyone believe that?
That would be viral. That's how we get to the top.
Pretend you're gay. Wait, does that mean I tried to hook up with you and you're
No. You're like an innocent guy. You're like, I work out outside shirtless, and I'm like, he's making me question my sexuality. I'm going to leave my wife.
Right.
Like stuff like that.
That's funny.
That would be funny. You know what? I'm going to actually try to
we can film it.
Yeah.
Who are you going to try?
I don't know. There's so many judge shows, right?
I don't know.
There's probably so many people trying to get on. I bet it's really hard.
Right.
But yeah, OJ's dead. Your aunt blew OJ, right? I have a friend of a friend. My friend's aunt, Patrick Ewing, went to Georgetown. Do you know Patrick Ewing? Basketball player.
Yeah.
Tall black guy. He went to Georgetown
Wait,
with her.
Basketball player is a tall black
Tall black guy. He went to Georgetown with my friend's aunt.
Okay.
And apparently he went up to my friend's aunt and was like, I think he just blatantly, he was like, I want you to suck on my penis.
Oh.
And she was like, no, I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, all right.
But he was like a celebrity at the time?
Yeah, I mean, he was a star basketball player at the time. And then when someone's that good in college, they're like, oh, he's going to be.
Yeah.
So.
That's insane because that probably works sometimes.
It does. I know a girl, a good friend of mine from high school. We went to college together. She hooked up with the star center for the basketball team tall black guy, and
Shout
I think they just made out, and at one point they're like making out, and she touched, like his penis touched her, and she was like, Kellen, it was fucking unbelievable how big this thing was.
Oh my God.
She's like, I couldn't. I think the guy was like, yo, well, he was like, I think we should, let's get this thing going. Like, I would like to have sex with you. And she was like, there's just no way. Like, what do you mean?
Like, it's that big.
I'll die.
Right.
You might as well stab me with a sword in the neck.
Oh my God.
That's basically.
Whenever you hear those stories, because in your head as a person, as a dude, you're like, I want the biggest cock in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then your friends talk about these huge cocks that they couldn't do anything with, and you're like, oh, I guess it's not. That sounds like something this guy with a small penis would say.
We have a friend, Adrian, shout out, and he told us, maybe I've said this on the pod, but he told us the other day, he's a black guy, black comic gay. He told us if you have under 8-inch penis. Under 9? Under a 9-inch penis, you're not a man. He told me that with a straight face and then just like walked away.
And he won't hook up with anyone below a 9-inch penis.
Yeah, he was honestly being mean. He was like, he's like, if I'm talking to a guy, Tinder, Grindr, whatever, I'll ask before even the first date, like, I want to see your penis.
Right.
The guy sends it, and if it's too small, Adrian will literally be like, I'm sorry, that's like too small. I don't think we should continue going further.
Right. It's also because Adrian, are we allowed to talk about this?
It's already
like
happening.
The nicest dude.
Very nice. You know what? Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
He's one of my favorite people, but it's so funny for him to like have this like, nope, I'm not, like fucking. Yeah. He'll walk out on guys if they're not 9 inches.
That's crazy. Yeah, he has said that he'll be hooking up with a guy and not 9, and he just says, "I'm out of here." Imagine that you're hooking up with a guy, hooking up with a girl, and she just like as soon as she sees your penis, she's like, "I gotta go."
And I've heard that story with micro wieners.
Yeah, but this isn't even a micro. The guy could have a 7, an 8-inch hog.
That's huge. Not for us, but for other
people. Yeah. Have you ever heard of from the opposite?
Did I ever scare a girl?
Did you what?
Ever scare a girl with my cock?
You have?
No. The opposite?
Where she's like, I don't want to do this.
With me?
Yeah.
I had this. My first ever stand-up bit. Open mic. I tried to make a bit about this, but I was like hammered. 2 weekends in a row, I hooked up with like random chicks from the bar.
That's hot.
Yeah, kind of. And we were both times we were like going at it mid sex, and all of a sudden she's like, I gotta go, just like left. But I don't know what happened.
If you had to guess what happened, what happened?
I think
you were making a weird face. I think that's my initial reaction. She looked up. You're giving her the business. She looks up, and you're making the weirdest face ever. And she's like, I don't want to do this anymore.
I have no idea, honestly. Because not like I'm like was being aggressive or anything weird. Maybe, sometimes when you're drunk and it's just going on way too long. And maybe I like...
That's what happened.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Do you think, was it going on long? And
yeah, that's what I think. Because there's nothing else that it would have been, I think. Because it's not like I do anything weird. I mean, I'm a weird dude, but not like weird sexually.
Yeah.
But it was like very like abrupt. And it was the second time I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Also, shout out me and my buddy. I'm not going to say any names here.
Kyle.
It is Kyle, actually. I don't know if I should talk about this. Who cares? We were going to have a threesome with the girl. My whole family's listening.
That's hot.
And he's like...
Your dad just high-fived someone. Your dad's listening and then just high-fived the waiter. I guess, I don't know. He's at a diner or something.
He's like, listen to this.
My boyfriend's having threesomes with another guy.
My son.
Oh, my son.
My son. No, it was like... We were hammered. There was a girl at the bar. We're like, let's have a threesome with her.
How does that... Could you describe how that happens? Like, are you both talking to her?
No,
at the same
she
time?
was by herself at the bar. And I walked by her to go to the bathroom like a few times. And she was like eyeing me down. And I was like, I'm like, hey, buddy, to my friend. I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, let's give it a go. This is horrible.
Did you go to the bar with the intention of...
No, we were just like every night. This is what happened. We would go to this bar. We knew the bartender. The bartender... Well, I didn't know him, but I worked with a guy who knew him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know how to say his name. And so he would give... I was with him, the bartender would give us like all these shots.
That's nice.
Like free. So we were drinking for free, open bar basically. So we were just hammered.
Yeah.
And then I like pitched it, and he's like, let's fucking do it. And then we go back to my apartment, and then he got cold feet.
No, but so you talk. I'm still confused. So you guys start talking to this woman?
Yeah. So I started talking to her, And then my friend, then we all start hanging out.
And then before you go back to the apartment, you're like,
This is what I said.
do you say in the bar, you're like, what do we think about a threesome?
Well, here I didn't I said at the bar we were leaving. I was like, "You want to come back to my place?" And she's like, "Yes." And I was like, "My buddy's gonna come with us." And she was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "No, but he's gonna like come with us." Like I was trying to like imply, but I should have.
And what'd she say?
She was like, I honestly don't think she got
I think
it.
if you say that like that, you're like, no, you don't understand. He's going to come with us.
Like with.
I think that you're basically saying she'd have to be like,
Yeah, in my head I was, but I don't know. But then he got cold feet, and then I just hooked up with her.
That's hot.
And
did he watch?
No.
If he had said, I got cold feet, mind if I watch? Would you have said yes? That's almost weirder.
So weird. Because he, oh God, this story's bad. I wish I didn't tell it. Yeah, it's good.
Did you see his penis?
No, he didn't. What happened? He goes to the bathroom. He comes back. I was making out with her.
Nice.
And he was just like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
And then just fucking left.
I kind of get that.
And
you kind of think you're kind of like, yeah, let's do it, and then like it's about to happen. You're like, no, this is the worst idea ever.
Was it awkward at work the next day? A little bit.
No. Do you work with him?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out some guy I work with. I just found out he put in his 2 weeks. What the hell?
Connor?
That's my brother.
Oh fuck! I just said a name.
That's fine. It's fine. He told me. He I don't want to say his name. That quit, but yeah, pretty crazy. He's quitting. I think go work as a bar back somewhere.
The money's good.
Is it?
Yeah, and then you can also be a bartender eventually, and then you're making $400 a night.
Yeah, but
also you're working nights.
The deli is such a. I love the lifestyle of the deli. I'm there 8 to 3.
Yeah, it's like a normal person schedule.
The bar back is like crazy hours, right?
It's like 4 to 4, basically.
That's a nightmare.
6 to 4, 7 to 4.
Even if you only do 3 days a week, the 4th day you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Because that's like a sleep day, kind of setting the sleep schedule.
Yeah, you're just on like a different. Because I've worked in restaurants forever, and yeah, you're just on a different schedule than anyone else.
Do you find now that there's like so many things about like working night shift is bad for you? Did you find that when you were working at nights, you were like sadder, getting sick more, stuff like that?
No, I just felt like I was also just not really. I wasn't doing comedy yet, so I kind of was just partying all the time.
Yeah.
And didn't have like much direction, and it's hard to say if it was like the lifestyle, but I definitely feel better now that I don't. I mean,
because it wasn't just like you were working nights; you were working nights and also partying a lot. So you were feeling bad. Worse,
yeah, right.
You were sick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but also the bar it closed at midnight. It was a like restaurant bar, and it closed at midnight, so it wasn't like I was
up to
getting home at 5 a.m. every shift, which is fucking nuts.
Yeah, well, that's what he's doing. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to him yet.
Fucking.
I feel like I'm gonna just say to him, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
But some people are okay with that. Like
the nightlife.
I like the early mornings, like waking up and coffee and everything. But some people just stay up till 5 a.m. anyway.
I love a waking up coffee.
Nothing better
on the day off. The best is a vacation wake up coffee.
Oh, and it's warm out.
That's a top 5 cup of coffee. We're gonna do an impromptu. This is totally not planned. This is good. You guys are really getting a treat right now. Top 3 cups of coffee.
Okay.
My first one, I already said it. Vacation cup of coffee. That could be at a diner. That could be, at the hotel. That could be at, when I go to Florida with Becca, shout out, my girlfriend will have a cup of coffee at her mom's, and she has like a little patio area.
Yes.
In Florida.
The patio,
Trump's
warm
country?
weather. Yes.
A cup of coffee in Trump's country?
Or like I was in Nicaragua last summer, and you wake up at 6 a.m. and the weather's it's warm.
It's so nice.
And then you have coffee on the balcony. You're like,
and you're looking out on the waves that you're about to shred.
You're
like, we're gonna shred those waves. The wave. How? Actually, no. Let's finish the segment before I go off. So that's my first one.
Okay. Impromptu. Oh fuck. What?
You don't have one? You don't have one good cup of coffee?
Because that's my favorite cup.
Okay, but I already did that.
Do you know what I like? The early morning drive through Starbucks.
Ooh. Like a road trip.
Yeah, road trip.
Road trip
first,
cup of coffee.
Waking up early, first thing you do, go to Starbucks, get on the road.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Because a road trip, you're like, you wake up early, you want to get on the road early, so you're pretty tired. You go through that drive-through.
And she's all chippy.
She's chippy. She's a drug addict. Yeah. She's on meth. She's giving you a cup of coffee. That's good. That's a good one. My next one, number 2, coffee shop writing jokes, cup of coffee. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's the best. It's what keeps me going in comedy.
It does. You know, sometimes I'll do like a caffeine hiatus.
Yeah.
That's a good word. Google it. And then when I'm sad. Coffee does really keep you going.
Yeah.
I tried to do a joke about this where coffee will kind of make you forget about your problems, but only small problems.
Right.
It's never like, hey, so how are things going now that your dad passed?
Right.
It's like, great, honestly, I'm drinking coffee. It's really amazing. It never worked.
It just gives you a boost for the fucking like 10 minutes where you're like, life's going to be good.
And the small problems where you're like, you know what, I don't have that much money. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm living my dream. So what? I fucking work every weekend. I'm living, you know what I mean? You just like have a cup of coffee.
Right.
It helps.
I get excited to go to sleep so I can wake up and have my coffee.
That's right.
Because you're not drinking coffee right now, right?
Yeah, but I got hot matcha. Same thing.
Is it?
Shout out matcha. You drinking matcha
or
too.
as Asians call it, coffee.
Is that true?
Asians love matcha.
Do they call it coffee?
They should.
They should. That's right.
Go to Japan. Look it up.
That's where Asians are. What's your number 2? Cup of coffee. They're only in Japan, Asians.
Do you know what I like? And I don't do it at home. Wake up in the morning at your parents' house. You kind of said this. And they have a coffee pot going.
They already got it going.
And it's already ready.
Here's the good thing about that. You wake up at your parents' house. They already have a cup of coffee
They're
going.
still together.
They're still together. Ideally. In my case, no. In Cody's case, no. But maybe in the viewer's case, yes. But you wake up. They have a cup of coffee going. It's your dad, so he woke up at 4 a.m. to read history books.
And do a walk.
He's had 9 cup of coffees already.
Yes.
Cups of coffee already. You
Fox
wake up at like
News
8.
Is in the background.
Fox News is on. He's had 9 cups, and he's jazzed up.
Yeah.
About whatever Fox News is talking about, probably immigration. So you wake up, you're like, hey, how's it going? He's like, we got to build the wall.
Yeah.
And he hands you a cup of coffee.
Does he have whipped cream? No.
No.
I feel like
dads are black coffee.
You're right.
You know.
I feel like at home there's whipped cream, and I don't know why that is. Maybe that's my mom's house.
Mom's got whipped cream.
Yeah.
Always. If your dad has whipped cream on his coffee, bad news. He's gay. Say it with us. 1, 2, 3. He's gay.
Amen to that. How good is coffee? Okay.
So it's not like in my case, my dad's got whipped cream on my coffee. Not a bad thing. He's a single man. He's gay. That's great. In your case, viewer, your dad's got whipped cream on the coffee. Your parents are together. Bad news.
What if he sprinkles like chocolate sprinkles?
Chocolate sprinkles. He's gay and he's a bottom.
And he leads the parade. Okay?
He leads the parade. And if he's got sprinkles, whipped cream, and a cherry, just say it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Trans.
That's not what I was going to say.
No.
He's trans. That's actually true, though. I was going to say he's a golden gay. A gay born via C-section.
Yes.
That's
never
a golden
touched
gay.
a vagina.
Never touched a vagina.
I
even
just
your mom's.
ruined that. That was a great segment, and I had to say trans.
No. I think trans is the real thing. Because how is he a golden gay if he's had sex with a woman?
Well, he might have been artificially inseminated.
That's true. Maybe he did.
Okay, I got another coffee.
Wait, hold on. So you did 2.
Sorry.
I haven't done 2. No, I've done 2.
You done 2. This is my second.
All right, why don't you go 3?
I thought this was...
No,
okay,
you did
this
that.
is what I like. Is I always have like a cutoff time for coffee.
That's right. What
Because
time?
I got to sleep. Usually it's like 12. Yesterday I did 3 p.m. A little naughty. But sometimes when I'm going out and I'm like, I'm going to party with my friends.
Nice.
I'll have a 7 p.m. coffee because I'm like, well, I'm getting drunk anyway.
This is an all-time performance by you on top 3. Your top 3 have been unbelievable. The nighttime cup of coffee before going out, maybe one of the best cups of coffee.
Yes.
Because it gets you jazzed. You take a poop.
So
now you're not taking a bar
slides
poop.
out.
Now you're not taking a bar poop. Because
Yeah.
what's worse than a bar poop? You might as well just go home.
Exactly.
My cousin Riley, shout out, he is notorious for taking bar poops. And in a lot of bars, there's really not toilet paper. So he tells me, use the socks.
Oh.
He's like, I have to. What else can I do?
What do you fucking check before you sit down?
He, sometimes even if you check no toilet paper, there's
And
no
it's
option.
coming out.
It's
Yeah.
coming out. So he'll use the socks. I think occasionally he's used his underwear. The underwear makes more sense to me than the socks. Because the socks, you kind of only get one wipe each.
Yeah, I honestly don't know how you do it.
I think the underwear you could do multiple folds. You fold it, wipe.
I honestly believe that if I was to the point of using my socks, I would also use my underwear. I'm going. It's
Maybe
all
both.
in. Yeah.
Maybe even undershirt.
Who wears an undershirt? What are you, Italian?
Maybe he should, if you take a lot of bar poops, wear an undershirt so you have extra material.
Hey, man. Or I have toilet paper in my bag sometimes.
Yeah, but you're at a bar. You don't got a bag.
I always have a bag. Some people, do you know,
It's
I
the
have
worst.
a backpack so often that when I don't have a backpack, people are like, they think I look different.
Yeah.
But it's
Especially in New York City, though. Like, if you just see someone walking around without a backpack, I feel like I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what are you doing?
Yeah, especially a comic. Like, you know, a notebook, your pen. I mean,
Your water bottle?
Water bottle? We're thirsty boys, though.
All right, I got to do my third cup. Third cup of coffee. You kind of took a good one.
I think. Wait, did I have 3? Whatever. Is there any? Is
You
there
did
any more?
3.
Because we've named the best coffees.
We have named the best. I kind of want to
What about
say,
coffee date?
This is what I
No.
want to say. No, not a coffee date. Third cup of coffee, underrated cup of coffee. I rarely get this cup of coffee, though. A cup of coffee that is like just has like sugar filled. It's you know, you go to like Dunkin', you go, give me the pumps of sugar, give me the caramel, give me the this, give me the that, and you just go gay for one day. That's all it is.
I agree. There's a place called Dutch Bros. Maybe I've talked about this place in California, but it's like Starbucks. All their like fun drinks, like caramel frap.
Yeah.
But that's their whole menu, and it's just like crazy.
Yeah.
Basically milkshakes, and
So good.
nothing better.
And the only problem is, after I drink one of those, I'm on the moon for like an hour, 2 hours, and then there's a crash,
Huge.
and I like have to take a nap and go to.
Because you're going sugar and
Caffeine.
and you're going
It's brutal.
down.
You ever see
I
these?
thought of one.
What is it? Bonus one. You're getting a good one.
Whenever I'm going on a flight,
Ooh.
I get a frappuccino. Pretty silly tradition
In the airport.
in the airport.
That's a good one.
And I'm like, I'm fun. Anytime you're going to have fun, coffee just
Yeah.
enhances. You know.
The airport is a place where I don't like to be frivolous with my money because I have none. The airport is a place where that goes out the window.
Yeah.
I'm in the airport. I'm like, give me the coffee. Give me the $20 Cinnabon. That's a cool magazine.
Gum.
I hate that candy. I'm going to buy it anyway.
Book. I always buy
Book.
expensive ass
Let's
books.
get buffalo wings.
Yeah.
Anything. I'm just like boom, 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 because I'm already like I'm in vacation mode.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. There's you can't go in an airport without spending like fucking $30.
Yeah.
Minimum.
That was a pretty good segment.
Honestly, I think we could cut that because I feel cut into podcasts
People love coffee.
because people love it.
You mean into a clip?
In a clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, I think we should make that into a separate podcast. Cups of coffee.
Coffee lovers.
Let's listen to viewers. Give us 1 cup of coffee. 3, 2, 1. Wow.
That's a good choice.
That was
Mr.
good.
Viewer.
That was good. Kyle, Kevin, Marie, Billy.
Billy's not listening.
Billy's not listening.
I'm doing Billy's podcast later, actually.
Billy has his own podcast?
Well, he works in his job is to work at a podcast studio.
Okay.
And his boss the other day was like, dude, you can, anytime you want to use the studio after 5 p.m., it's all yours.
And he's like, okay.
So I'm going to record it later. So it's kind of fun.
What's it called?
I think he just kind of wants to try it out and see if it's something he's going to start. So jump over there. Y'all say the exact same thing.
I will say, these past 3-4 episodes, I feel like we've hit our stride.
Yeah. Do you think so, viewer?
Viewer?
Yes.
Wow, good answer. And that was part of the reason we started it, because I was like, let's get good, let's get better at podcasting when no one's listening.
Right. But can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I haven't done a podcast in a while
Okay.
without you. How did you feel without me when you did the one the other day?
It's definitely harder, not as much chemistry, but I felt more comfortable. I was thinking to myself, like, oh, if I had gone into this random podcast not having done podcasts,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been as good.
So we're like episode 20 right now?
22.
And then one got erased. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, so we're kind of like, we've done probably 23, 24,
Yeah.
because our first pilot episode we didn't release.
View it, Patreon.
We were thinking we were going to, I don't know how I would find everything that we cut, but we release a Patreon episode when we get big of all the things we've cut, a.k.a. just me being racist mostly. But viewers would like that, I think.
Yeah. You guys, tell us how much you'll pay for that.
How great would that be if I like get a job somewhere and they're like in comedy and they're like, is there anything we should worry about any content you have out there that could potentially get you canceled. And I'm like, well, I actually do have this Patreon episode where I'm entirely racist.
I think last week I said we need a delete all button.
Delete all.
Just
not on the pod.
Yeah.
It is funny that the podcast, we release an episode and maybe we say something dicey. We're joking, obviously, but maybe we say something that would upset people. You release it, and there's no immediate backlash.
Right.
So you're like, oh, I'm fine.
It could sit in cyberspace for years.
But because there's no immediate backlash, you're like, no, I'm fine.
Right.
And then, maybe 3.
But that's
kind of like cigarettes.
Cigarettes or just anything of these, a lot of these, like Me Too stuff. Some of the guys are proactive, but some of the stuff, it's happened years ago.
Yeah,
They're in their head, they're probably like, this will never come back. And then
boom.
Bam.
Or murder.
You
get away with murder.
Yeah, like when those guys murder, like 20 years later, someone finds out, and you're like, oh. By that, some year, you probably like, I'm in the
clear. 20 years I would be kind of pissed.
If you made it that long?
I would be like, it just feels kind of crazy that 20 years later they can get you. And like how, I'd be like, there's no way. I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, but you killed someone.
I'd be like, the evidence doesn't seem.
Say it to the jury.
Say it to the jury. I don't know. I feel like people know what I'm saying. Let's do our first segment.
Okay.
First segment. We did a bonus segment.
Yeah, the coffee one I think was the best we've ever done.
Should we just jump into our top 3, our other mystery segment? Just piggyback off the other top 3? Let's do it. All right. This week, so last week we did top 3 women. This week, top 3 men. Okay? I'll go first. Top 3 men. Here we go. Number 1, Abe Lincoln.
Do you know what I was thinking?
What?
I wrote this. I said, top 3 men. Is there a universally praised man?
Abe Lincoln.
And he might be the one.
Ended
Is
slavery.
there anyone else?
Ended slavery.
Because even like Martin Luther King Jr., everyone's mad because he cheated on his wife.
Everyone is mad about that.
Yeah.
Including
They're
me.
furious. But Abe, I don't think he's done anything bad besides get shot.
He, that was bad. Got freed slavery. Kind of a little history fact here. Abe Lincoln, there's a theory out there he's a gay man.
That is a theory.
Yeah, so that I would even say that propels him up higher.
Right.
First gay president, freed slavery. That's huge.
Okay, I agree with this.
Groundbreaking. Probably, he's got to be on everyone's Mount Rushmore of top. Well, I guess Mount Rushmore top 4 men. Is he on Mount Rushmore?
What?
It's Washington.
Did you? Let me
Donald
check.
Trump, right?
He's all 4 faces. Did you see that there was like the Apple series about the Lincoln assassination where they're trying to capture who's the guy who shot him?
William H. Macy? No. Who's William H. Macy?
He's the actor in Shameless.
Yeah.
What
John
am I looking
Travolta.
at?
He's in Wild Hogs.
Yeah.
Is he in Wild Hogs? Is that the guy from?
Yeah, he's in Wild Hogs.
No, I didn't see that.
What was I looking at?
Who's on Mount Rushmore? Viewers, let us know if you know. Say who's on Mount Rushmore if you know, and impress the person you're in the car with. Here we go.
Yeah, he's there.
Nice. He is?
Yeah.
Lincoln.
Theodore Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson.
Next week, we should do top 4 people that we would like on Mount Rushmore.
That is good.
That would be
Write
good.
that down.
Our own custom Mount Rushmore.
No, do you know what's funny, though? That show, I just watched a pilot episode of the one about, what's his name? Who killed him?
I don't know.
I can't, dude. My brain's not working.
You know what? I always get him and
Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald is JFK.
Yeah. Who killed?
I have kind of mush brain right now.
So no, but Lincoln was in that first episode, obviously, and he was talking. John Wilkes Booth. And he was talking like, Abraham Lincoln. His voice was like that. It was
he was
very
doing
weird.
who's that guy who talks like that?
Oh,
the watch is in my ass. From Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Christopher Walken.
Is Abe Lincoln Christopher Walken?
No, did that sound like that?
Yeah.
No, it was like. Because the fucking guy's trying to get him to go to the play. Or he's trying to get the other guy to go to the play with him. He's like, you need a night out on the town. down. And it's like, I was like distracted. I'm like, he must have talked like that. Because why would they put that in the show?
So Lincoln in the show is trying to get someone to go with him?
Yeah. It's like his advisor. He's like, yo, you got to go with me, bro.
Did his advisor say no?
He said no, yeah.
Wow. And that saved his life.
Yeah. Well, the John Wilkes Booth was just after Lincoln.
Yeah, but he might have shot both.
He just had, according to the show, it was a single shot.
It was a single shot gun?
Yeah.
Was that all they had?
No, but actually maybe at that point. But it was actually the pilot was pretty good. The acting was like a little too dramatic, but it was cool.
Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter, my uncle. My uncle assistant directed that.
Worst movie I haven't seen in a while, but the best movie ever.
Is it actually bad?
Horrible.
What is so bad about it?
There's just like no. I can't even remember. I saw it so long. It was like 2009 or something.
I'm reading a book. I just finished the first one about vampires. I'm on a vampire kick right now.
It's like the erotic woman's book.
It's a little erotic. Becca's sister, shout out Becca's sister, Lindsay.
Hi.
She reads fantasy as well, and she was like, she bought me this book. And yeah, there are some scenes of there's some lovemaking scenes.
Yo, I saw the book. It was sitting there, and I looked at like the chapter art.
Yeah.
And it was like hot buff men making love to women. Like it looked like erotic fiction.
What's better than that? You just described the greatest thing ever. Hot buff guys making love to women. My favorite porn
That's
category.
my number 2 type of guy. Is hot
I
buff.
will say, and she has said this as well, this book is called Empire of a Vampire, if you want to read it. It's a great book. The illustrations don't match up with the vibe of the book.
I hate that.
Like, I'll be reading it, and then I'll like have this scene in my head, and then I like flip, and occasionally there'll be a drawing of the scene, and I'm like, oh, this wasn't what I was picturing at all.
Don't do it. Actually, you know what? Stephen King's Dark Tower.
He has illustrations?
There were like book 5, 6, and 7. They had illustrations, but they're actually so good.
Shit.
But that's the only time. Usually it ruins everything.
Yeah, I don't really like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do this. Tell me if you do this. I'll be reading a book. Like, let's say I'm reading The Shining. So I'm picturing, who's the actor that was in The Shining?
Jack Nicholson.
I'm picturing Jack Nicholson as I'm reading this book as the dad. But I don't know the kid in the movie. So now I'm picturing Jack Nicholson, and then next to him is an animated kid. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Because I don't, like, if you're reading The Shining and you only know like a few of the characters based on the movie, but then like another character comes in the frame, I don't picture a human.
What? But don't you, when you read any book, it's
no.
cartoons?
My brain kind of goes animated. Not like anime, but my brain goes like kind of like realistic.
It's like Roger Rabbit, like the cartoon in the real environment.
I don't even know what that is.
You never seen Roger Rabbit?
No.
Well, it's like one of those like.
But the brain can't picture people. You ever read that thing where the brain can't make a human face?
So it takes like someone who's already.
It takes someone who's already. So I don't. If I'm any book I'm reading, I picture like it's an animated thing, kind of
like Space Jam.
Yeah, kind of. No, not really that. Not that. It's less cartoony. It's It's very realistic animation.
Okay, like Final Fantasy.
Yeah, maybe more like that.
That's
but so I'll picture.
Funny.
Yeah, I'll picture the actor next, and I don't even mean to.
Right.
And I'll catch myself. My brain is like doing it, and I'm like, oh, this fucking is annoying.
Do you ever do this with all? Maybe you don't do this, but I'll read like a name in a book, and I'll read the whole book, and then at the end I sound it out, and I'm like, oh, I've been saying his name wrong the whole fucking time.
That happened to me with Harry Potter. I read the whole Harry Potter series, and then I watched the movies, and they're like pronouncing names in the movie, and I'm like, oh, I was said that wrong for 7 books.
You're like, it's Harry.
Or like McGonagall or
those
McGonagall.
I was trying to think of the most simple.
And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, no, that is a fucking thing. I used to have this as a joke, but when I was younger, I read this book called The Whipping Boy.
Nice.
But I thought it said The Wiping Boy.
Yes.
So I was like reading, literally was like halfway through the book, and then my mom was like, asked me about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the Wiping Boy, and she's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, that says whipping. So I was like, oh, I'm a fucking idiot. No.
How old were you?
I had to be young. I was like younger than
18.
18.
All right, I did Abe Lincoln.
This actually just happened to come into play.
O.J. Simpson.
Okay.
Just to recap, top 3 men. We kind of went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
My first one, Abe Lincoln.
Mine is Kaldi.
Who's Kaldi?
Kaldi. He is the Ethiopian who invented coffee.
Whoa. That's big.
All tied in.
That's big.
One popular legend tells the story of a great of a story of a goat herder named Caldy who noticed his goats acting strangely after eating berries from a tree. He tried the berries himself and felt energized and alert, and then took the berries to a monk. The monk made a drink with the berries and found that it kept them alert through long hours of evening prayer.
He thought the goats were acting strange. They were like writing poetry. They were writing poetry and building structures. You ever read that thing where like coffee, there was like a boom of thinking in a whatever time period, and they attribute it to coffee, like creative thinking.
Really?
And like, like buildings look different, and this.
Right.
It's like, coffee came into play kind of in that century.
You know the theory about like how mushrooms is why monkeys evolved?
Yeah,
That's
because the brain evolved like drastically between these years, and they go, it's magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
Did that.
Insane. Okay.
Or aliens, or God, or
Probably
Allah.
God.
Shout out
Do
Allah.
you like Caldy?
Caldy, yeah. Guy that created coffee. That's unbelievable. Genius.
Yeah, cool.
I will say, though, I guess you could say this to Abe Lincoln anyway. Someone would have created coffee.
That's how I always think about that.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so he's not that great. He just kind of did it before someone else did it.
Yeah.
But I guess the slaves would have been
anything.
freed. All right, number 2. Top 3 greatest men. Number 2, Bruce Jenner. Bruce Jenner, not Caitlyn. Bruce Jenner had the courage to say, "I'm a woman." That took courage. And when he did that, he kind of was a man. Right before he said it, he was a man.
Is this last week you said Caitlyn?
Well, last week, top 3 women, Caitlyn Jenner. Correct.
So you really think this guy's a
He's both.
girl?
He's on both. Because he's done both. As a man, won the Olympics. As a woman,
Won our hearts.
Won our hearts, and did so many other great things that I can't think of right now. But everyone knows what they did.
I no comment.
Funniest thing about Caitlyn Jenner is she doesn't believe in gay marriage. That's funny. She's like, remember that interview with Ellen? She's like, call me crazy. I'm a traditional gal. They're like, what are you, a traditional gal? You have a penis. Like, what are we talking about?
Dude, I've been getting on Instagram this trans woman.
Yeah.
Who like is attractive.
Nice.
But you can wear shorts so you can see the penis. And it keeps popping up. And I'm looking at the comments and
I keep liking it.
And the comments is like, God damn it, this girl won't stop popping up on my feed. I'm like, this is so fucking bizarre.
The algorithm knows you more than you know you.
That's true.
That
is true. Okay, my second top men, hot and buff, but also nice and funny.
This is good. This is good. This, I feel like you're thinking outside the box. So, say it again, hot and buff.
Yes, but also nice and funny.
So your top 3 men is a guy who's hot and buff, nice and funny. I like that. I mean, that's kind of all categories.
Can I tell you what? Yeah, well, but here's the thing what people do with hot people. This is men or women. They always go.
Or they, them. Keep going.
Or them. They go, they're hot, so they're not nice, or they're not funny, or they're dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, we have to come to terms with the fact that there are some people who are hot, but also funny, but also they have everything.
They got it all.
And you're like, there's got to be a flaw, but maybe there's not. Brad Pitt, is there a flaw with him?
He's probably not nice.
Did he used to beat his kids?
Yeah, he beat his kids. He got jerked. Not the best example.
That's he's actually why I was thinking of like men.
Yeah, like all his kids have like publicly denounced him.
Right. Okay, bad example.
For being a drunken, abusive father. I will say though, sometimes you meet someone hot, tall, nice,
tan.
I will say they're usually tan. They're usually not funny.
True.
Funny's where I get them. Because I'll meet someone who's like a fucking doctor, hot, rockin' cock, rockin' bod, but I'm like, I'm funnier than this guy.
Right.
So I got him.
But then you see a guy like Matt Rife.
Yeah, he's not funny though.
What? People think he's funny.
Yeah, Latino moms and teenage girls think he's funny. You ever look into his audience? It's just Latino moms.
Yeah, right. And they like bake him
Latina.
cakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Or
They're like, oh yes, Matt Rife. He's probably very nice, and if I ever meet him, I'll of course delete this episode because I'm a coward. But yeah, I don't think he's funny. I don't think that's a crazy thing. All right, have you said 2?
Yeah.
Number 3, drum roll please. 50 Cent. Top 3 men. 50 Cent was shot 9 times.
Yes.
Not a lot of people know that. 50 Cent was shot 9 times. Lived. That's pretty awesome.
I think everyone knows that.
Really?
Yeah.
9 seems like shot 9 times and lived.
Someone's just a bad aim at that point. Like we shouldn't be giving him credit. We should be giving the
yeah,
bad
but even
aimer.
like 9 times, like anywhere, is like, wait, how is that possible?
How is that possible?
So I would put him as top 3 men.
What's he done though lately? Good album. Good.
Maybe a
first
good album.
He did acting for a while.
He did acting. Power was good. That's
Right.
that was a good show.
Okay, I like him.
All right.
Is he nice?
Probably not.
My top three. My third, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Because he has a range. He can be the nice, awkward dude, or he can be a Nazi.
I bet he's not a nice guy though.
I think he seems nice.
No, I doubt it. He was a young child star, right?
I don't think he was like a huge star. Was he?
I think so.
I should have done some history lesson on him.
All right, let's do our honorable mentions. I have 3. Honorable mention, Stedman Graham, which we talked about last.
I pulled up a picture of him before the part. Because remember we talked about before the pod started.
Did you say before the fart?
No, before the part. That's the guy you dissed on last week.
Yeah,
Oprah's
Stedman Graham,
husband.
for those who don't know, Oprah's husband, ugliest man I've ever seen. It's, what he did in a past life to be this ugly, we'll never know. He married Oprah. He trapped Oprah, billionaire Oprah. So you got to put him as top 3 men. He's just living the dream as Oprah's husband / boyfriend. I don't even know if they're married.
They gotta be
What's an honorable mention?
Eric Walsh.
Eric Walsh, our friend Eric Walsh. I disagree on top 3, but that's up to you.
It's an honorable mention.
All right, honorable mention. All right, I got another one. Top 3, The Terminator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or
just the
as the Terminator, though, the fictional character of the Terminator, a man whose hand turns into a gun. That's got to be top 3.
That doesn't happen. You never seen those movies, have you?
His hand doesn't turn into a gun.
You're thinking the bad guy.
Oh, I am.
Also, not even turn
the bad guy from the Terminator. Sorry.
Too, but also it's not a gun. He turns it like a blade.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. A man with blades for hands. That's a top 3 man.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then I have written top 3 men, honorable mention me.
I was going to mention you too.
I think I'll be a top 3 man by the end of my life. But right now, I'm just honorable mention. That goes without saying. All right, that was pretty good. I think our coffee segment.
The coffee one is going to knock.
The impromptu coffee segment was better.
I think that's going to get us to the top.
All right, life hack. We're at 43 minutes. Let's do our 2 segments. We'll probably be done. Life hack this week. I've been saying this every week. It's harder and harder to come up with good life hacks because I've done so many good ones.
Have you?
Yes. Everyone knows. Life hack this week. You get an email or you go on your online banking. Someone has hacked your credit card. You get the text. Oh, do you approve this purchase? Blah, blah, blah. Someone has hacked your credit card. Don't be sad. Don't be sad that someone hacked your credit card. Use this as an opportunity to buy that butt plug you've always wanted to. You know what I mean? Use it as the opportunity to buy that sex doll. Use this as the opportunity to buy the fleshlight. Because then your wife is like, what the hell?
Right.
A life-size sex doll of,
Studman.
Who's that?
The Oprah guy?
Of Studman Graham just showed up at the house. What are we going to do with this? You could be like, oh, my credit card got hacked. What do you think? This is how you introduce it. But is this that crazy? Should we try this? Use this in the bedroom? Should we use the butt plug? Would you want to try it out before we return it?
Right.
Lemon into lemonade. Lemon into lemonade. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Do you agree with that life hack?
It has potential.
Let's say you're a married guy, boring sex life, someone hacks your credit card, you want to spice it up.
Yes.
Spice it up. Use this as an opportunity to spice up your...
Couldn't you just ask her?
Yeah, but, you're Irish Catholic, your wife, she if you bring this up to your wife, she'll leave you immediately.
So you just got to introduce the butt plug on accident.
You bring it up, you introduce it, and then you go, well, it's already here.
Right. I don't know. It's fine.
It could work.
Also, what happens, someone stole my identity.
Nice.
We just took out like a big loan. And this is actually, maybe I talked about this. I was back home during COVID.
I don't think I heard about this.
Going by the bank, and I had $100 in my account from when I bought a car when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew it was just sitting there. Like I never added more money. So I'm like, I'm just going to go get that $100.
Yeah.
So I go in there and they're like, oh, well, we have recent activity. You pulled out a $15,000 loan. And I was like, I haven't touched that account in 10 years. That wasn't me. And then there's like this whole pain in the ass back and forth. Like, they didn't believe me. And then eventually the woman got the recording of the phone call when the guy took out the loan.
Yeah.
And it was like a fucking like cool black dude.
Amazing.
And then she like basically told me that, but she's like, yeah, I heard the voice and it definitely wasn't you. And
that's so funny. She's like, this guy was cool as hell.
Yeah.
This guy was starting a business that sounded amazing that I invested in.
Yeah. So then all the transactions, because the loan, then there's like a few transactions, they're all from like Texas. So
That's
then
hilarious.
they just erase all those. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you do have the fraud, it's gonna probably come from one place.
Yeah.
Not to like.
That's so funny though.
Yeah.
Have you tried doing something with that on stage about how a guy you were acquitted of of this loan because the woman identified a black scent?
That is funny.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah, I talk too much about black people on stage. Or I have too many bits. So
yeah, but all your other bits are you just hating them. This is good. This is a good one.
No, it's.
I don't even think you. Do you have too many?
Well, it's just like I have like so. All Good in the Hood is like I do the.
That's a black joke.
Black joke. Melatonin brings a black.
That's two.
Going in a black bar. With my black friend.
I think though you can kind of go into, use one of these already existing bits, go into that.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're doing a joke about black people, doing some other jokes. Oh, we're back to black people. You can kind of just make like a chunk of the strongest.
Right, that's true.
I bet you could do that.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm generally not doing sets that I'm doing all my jokes, so I need all these jokes.
Yeah.
I could probably just do one of them or the other. But yeah,
Does this sometimes happen to you? You'll write a joke that flows from another joke in my act. I'll write a new joke and I'm like, oh, this will go great after this joke about drink and cum or whatever.
Yeah, classic.
But then I'm like, but I don't really like it there. It's too early in my set. I'm still winning them over.
Right.
It flows perfectly after my second joke, but it's too dirty.
Right, but I guess you could switch, or is it like your opener, I guess?
Yeah, but I'm like, well, that joke second has been working. I don't want to move that joke second to like eighth.
Right.
Because I'm like, that joke second has been kind of winning them over.
Right.
It's kind of annoying because then I'm like, oh, that fits perfectly there, but also I can't put it there because I don't know. I don't think it's working that well.
Yeah, that shit's annoying.
That is annoying. So then I have to like put it at the end and like kind of like work it. It's weird. What were we talking about?
I forgot. Oh, it was life hack.
Life hack. That's a good life hack.
Yeah.
Shout out if you had credit card gets
Butt
hacked and your wife only likes missionary. Is it women that like missionary more or men that like missionary more? I think it's men.
I don't really know.
Missionary's classic.
It's the best.
But, that's because I like, looking into my lady's eyes.
Plowing. You're a plower. You've always been.
That's true. Joke that didn't work. We usually don't end with this. Joke that didn't work. This one I think could work, but it hasn't been working. I know I'm getting older because it's taking a longer time after I poop to recover. You know what I mean? For instance, when I was like 10, I would poop and cartwheel out of the bathroom holding ribbons and seize the day. Now when I poop, I have to like lay down with a heated blanket. I'm calling my mom. I'm like, when I'm gone, keep living life. Don't mourn me too long, mother. I think that's a good joke.
To be
fair,
I think it's funny.
I've only tried it at Mike's, so maybe if I try it with real people.
I almost feel like the example's funny, but maybe switch out the poop to something else, like a big meal or something, a cupcake.
Yeah, maybe it's too gross.
The thing is, in my opinion, as far as like taking a big shit, that doesn't knock me out. Like I don't think like I need to lay down after this. It's usually because
you've never not recently. I would say in the past couple of years. Sometimes I'll take like one where I'm like just like, oh my! You just leave the bathroom. You're like, I gotta lay down and like pray to God.
That's sometimes my roommate will walk out of the bathroom and just like, I'm just disgusted with myself after what I just did in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
I've done a couple where like for the rest of the day, I'm thinking to myself, like it'll just randomly pop in my head or I'm like, oh my God.
Right.
You know what I mean? You just go, dear God.
I think there's something funny there.
Because I've been eating healthier.
Right.
So that's why my poops are just like, unbelievable.
Right.
Like where I poop and I'm like, that was a big poop. And then I'm like, oh no, there's more.
See, when I'm eating healthy, it's like once a day, in and out. Bam, it's good.
Mine's like an incredible amount. It's unbelievable. All right, that's my joke that didn't work.
I don't have a joke, but I have a...
Can I say, that was a pretty good note by you. I think, maybe if I switch it up.
Because in my head, even like for me, it's like what knocks me out now is like I fucking milkshake now. That's what takes me out. Or
maybe
something
dairy.
Like
Maybe I'll say that. What dairy does to me.
Yeah.
Maybe that's better.
Something.
All right.
Oh no, I was hosting last night, and literally the Cedar, shout out Grace Cedar, but she put a fucking like 12-year-old boy in the front row.
Yeah.
Which is a big no.
I've done that.
Yeah, but the thing is that Broadway is like some people might notice.
Yeah.
There's like a kid, but not everyone's gonna see. But the way that Greenwich Village Comedy Club is set up, there's like literally next to the stage, like on the wall to my left, is a seat.
Yeah.
So everyone in the room can see that.
Yeah.
And that's where they put the boy. So
brutal.
The booker was like, "Don't mention the kid. Just don't even mention it. It gets weird.
Yeah.
If you mention the kid." And I'm like thinking like, well, everyone sees him, so it's probably better to mention it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna mention it. And then I'm fucking going through, and I go into my Catch a Predator joke.
Yeah.
And everyone is watching me do the joke, and then the kid next to me. So then it just bombs like fully so bad, and then I can't acknowledge what happened.
Yeah.
So it's just like the most awkward thing ever. I got off stage, all the comics were like, "Dude, I can't believe you just fucking did that." I'm like, I was like too far in.
Yeah.
So then the kid left like halfway through the show, and I was like, "Guys,"
he left to go to therapy.
Yeah, seriously. And I was like, "Guys, I realized I did the Catch a Predator joke, but it's funny, right? Like you guys thought it was funny. That's why I didn't laugh because the kid was there, and they all just stared at me. And I was like,
no, that was horrible.
It's the worst joke I've ever heard." So that was kind of funny.
That is funny.
That's it.
That's it. Any parting thoughts? I will say, though, as a seater, someone who seats at comedy clubs for stage time because my career is in the gutter. Joking. I'm hilarious.
Book me.
Book me, please. Sometimes you're seating and you're just on autopilot. And I'm like, oh, I got a seat. Like, before someone walks in, I'm like, okay, the next person I'm going to sit here. There's like a little bit of a gap. Someone walks in. Like, I'll just see the parent. I'll just see like a woman walk in.
Yeah.
And I don't see anyone behind her. And I'm like, how many in your party? And they're like 3. And I'm like, okay, right this way. And I like bring them. And then as I turn back, I see the kid.
Right,
and I'm like, oh, shit.
Or I've had people ask, they're like, "Can I sit?" And then like, and it's like, do I explain to them that a kid shouldn't be in the front because it's awkward for everyone? Probably. But yeah, I've done that too. So it's just like,
or I've sat people and they're like, I want to sit in the back, and I'm like, no, I have to sit in the front. It's kind of the club's policy, front to back, and they're like annoyed with me.
Yeah.
And then but then they eventually concede and they sit there, and then 2 minutes later, a family of 5 walks in with a bunch of little kids, so I sit them in the back.
Yeah. That's
and then the people I sat 10 minutes ago are like, yo, what the fuck?
Right.
You told me I couldn't sit back there, and I'm like, yeah, but that's a kid.
Right. The best is when
I'm gonna be drinking cum on stage, you dumb bitch.
Yeah. When you go to see someone, you're like, okay, you gotta sit front to back, and they're like, no, and you're like, no, but it's like the club policy, like we're sitting here, and like, okay, well, I don't get paid for this.
Yeah.
Yesterday or a few days ago, like 6 girls got up. It was like Saturday night, and all of them started walking out, and I was trying to figure out if they paid, like trying to find the server, and all like 5 of them left, and one girl like standing there with me. So I'm like, which happens, and then they end up paying, and this happens a bunch. But this girl, I like go turn to look for the server, and she fucking takes off running.
No way.
So then I had to chase her, and then the bouncer, I like tried to tell him, but then she like got past him, and then everyone's like, yo, why don't you fucking stop them? I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna stand in the way of there was like a teenage girl.
Did they pay?
No, they didn't pay. They got away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's like so awkward. I'm like, but also it's like they expect you to like be a bouncer when you don't get paid. I'm like, this is fucking insane.
Oh my. That's annoying. What were we talking about before that?
Seating.
Oh yeah, when people. Yeah, that's annoying when people try to leave without paying. Because then I'll be like, hey, can I see your receipt? And they get so fucking annoyed with me.
Yeah.
They're like, I had a woman the other day was like, she had paid, her and her friend. And I was like, oh, you guys leaving early? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, you mind if I just see the receipt to show that you paid? And she's like, okay. And she hands me the receipt. And I'm like, okay, amazing. Thank you so much. She's like, and then she turns to her friend as they walk past me. And she goes, that was weird.
Yeah, right.
And I turn and I go, hey, I'm just trying to do my job. People leave all the time without paying.
Right.
And then she looks at me and I'm just like.
Yeah, it's so annoying.
Also annoying. I agree that when people, I think it is funny when I'm like, oh, you have to sit here. And they're like, no, shut up. I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm going to do what I want. And I go, yeah, that's fine. Also annoying. Some of the people show up 45 minutes into the show. There's only 2 seats in the showroom. And I'm like, hey, you got to sit and they're like, oh, party of 2. And I'm like, okay, here are your seats. And they're like, I'm not sitting there.
Right.
And I'm like, you're 45 minutes late, you bitch.
Right. That's what I'm at that point. I'm like, just go to the next show.
I'm like, okay.
This is not going to be fun for you. Also, people do it all the time where they show up with like 2 comics left. I'm like, you're spending fucking $60 to watch 2 comics at the end of this show. It's insane.
Yeah, they're just like, I can't fit in there. And I'm like, okay, here's 2 ways you could have prevented that. 1, don't show up 45 minutes late. 2, put down the bonbons. Put down the bonbons. Like, what are we doing?
That sounds like your new hit single.
Put out the bonbons. All right, that was my my rant at the end.
I love it.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to lunch.
Where are you going to lunch, real quick?
Sweet Lou's.
Sweet Lou's.
Luncheonette. Baby Blues luncheonette.
I was gonna say, didn't someone call you Sweet Lou?
Adrian
called you Sweet Lou.
9-inch monster.
9-inch cock. Adrian. All right. Follow me, Kellen Breen. I'm almost at 10K, and by that I mean I'm like 1,000 away, and I'm not really close, but I love all of you.
Follow me, Cody Lewis Comedy. I need to beat Billy to get more followers.
Who's in the lead, real quick?
We're tied.
Hot. You're tied because I unfollowed Billy.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
Really?
Like 4.
You recruited people to unfollow him?
I didn't. They just did it.
And they said I did it for you?
Yeah. But I feel like that's happening on the other end, too.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, bye.
Bye.